the first of the month.
What's up, girl gang? Welcome back to the girls' room. It is a beautiful day in New York today. It went from literally winter to 70 degrees overnight. I'm really not with this 70-degree weather. If I wanted 70-degree weather for half the year, I would live in like Florida or something, but I don't. I live in New York. I did like full glam today, and honestly, it feels so nice, but like also it just feels so weird. I'm also filming again from 2 angles. I have my phone up, which I haven't done in so long. I've been so lazy promoting my podcast. I've just been so uninspired. And I am someone that really needs to learn discipline because I just don't have any. So I need to learn how to have some so that I can get things done, not based on my mood and my emotions. But that is something that I'm lacking in. I do live my life based on my emotions and my mood, and it's not good. Like when I think about moms and like, I'm just like, how do you do it? Like you have to do it, and you just do it, right? But I don't know. I guess it's different once you like have a baby and stuff, you just like kick it into gear. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's hard. Also, I don't know what's happening with my hair. I have this theory, I was thinking about it today. I have this theory that well, I shouldn't say when you do, but maybe someone resonates with this. I'm only speaking about myself. When I am wearing a hoodie, like a hooded sweatshirt that has a thick, actually any hooded sweatshirt, period. All my hoodies are thick like this and have like really prominent hoodies. The hoodie has to hoodie, you know what I mean? It has to be a proper hoodie. And if a hoodie's not hoodieing, I don't want it. Like Essentials hoodies, they hoodie. They hoodie big time. Talentless hoodies, they hoodie. They're so good. Anyway, I got off topic, but, well, not really, but I have this theory that when I wear a hoodie and I have my hair down, I look fat. Like, I'll show you. Like, I just feel like it makes me look extra round unless I really pull this down. But when you're wearing a hoodie, it like naturally does this. See what I'm saying? Now I'm just like a floating round head. Look at that. Hello, social media. See, if I pull it down like this, it's not as bad. See? But then I'm doing this all day. So I don't know, like it doesn't look terrible. My makeup came out bomb, I gotta say. Doesn't look terrible, but you get what I'm saying? And then when it's like up and back, you can just really like see your face. But my blowout is also just not doing it for me. I'm having like a moment with my hair. I just got a haircut, and the haircut is a great haircut. I love it. But like my front pieces just do what they want to do. Like instead of when I blow it out, they go back, they decide to like go in. And I think it's because the last time I got a keratin treatment, I put a headband on and it like pushed my roots up. So yeah, it's been difficult. I've been talking to you guys about this for the last few weeks. I am just like in a rut. I am having a really hard time with my ADHD, and I'm having a really hard time not feeling frustrated. Like I'm feeling very frustrated by a lot of things and like cranky, and like I already got my period, so I know it's not that, but I'm very aware that my mood is mooding. And I think it's just because we've just had a lot of like stress. Like it's not easy moving into a home that you own. It comes with a different level of stress where you don't want things to get messed up. You don't want things to get ruined, but at the same time, you don't want to be like living in a museum, right? Because like you bought a house to live in a house and like be comfy and comfortable there. So I don't know. It's just been like a weird adjustment to say the least. So yeah, that's been whatever. But anyway, what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is you. I want to talk about your winter arc this will obviously resonate with me and it's something that I want to do. I am a little bit late because I should have been doing this in, I think it's like the beginning of October, November. Yeah, you do it for Q4. So quarter four, you do it for the last 3 months of the year. But I like didn't really, I heard of it, but I didn't know what it was. So then I looked it up because I was seeing some videos about it. And I was like, let me see what this is about. And basically your winter arc, it apparently comes from anime, which I'm not familiar with anime. I think my sister likes anime though. I could ask her. It comes from anime apparently. And what it is you tapping into Q4, like all gas, no brakes. So instead of being like, oh, I'm going to wait until January, I'm going to wait till the new year and I'm going to do X, Y, Z, you're actually like going to attack those goals in the last 3 months of the year and end strong. So you have from November through December to tap in. It's never too late to do anything. So it doesn't matter. You can do it now. But I think the whole point of it is that you want to have some sort of plan, right? So that's what we're talking about today. I have my laptop here because I do have some notes about the winter arc. You want to finish 2024 really, really strong, right? You don't want to feel like you're just sitting around waiting for anything. And a great example of this is actually when I started this podcast at the end of December this year. Well, does that make any sense? No. Last year, when I decided I'm doing this podcast, I don't care about a timeline because I think most people, I'm just like not with this hair right now. Most people would have been like, I'll start this podcast in the new year. This is my new goal. I'm going to launch in 2025, blah, blah, blah. I was launching in 2023 because that was just something that I was thinking about and I wanted to put it into action really, really, really badly. And I can't believe we're coming up on a year of the Girls Room. It's so exciting. It's been a slow growth, but growth nonetheless. And that's totally okay because I'm learning so much about myself. I'm learning so much about what I want and what I want to put out there and what my why is, which is something I've really been trying to like hone in on and figure out my purpose and my why. And I think my why is I truly, truly, truly love helping people. I love giving advice. I love watching people just absolutely blossom. Like even something as like maybe small or like, I don't know the right word, but something that I can think of because me and Amanda started watching this last season because of Ariana was Dancing with the Stars. Like I get so emotional watching these people train their asses off, like professional athletes, every actor person you could think of, people that are like stiff that you wouldn't necessarily think would tap into like this artistry that they might have inside them or that they might not have inside them, but they're doing it anyway on this huge platform, like basketball players, football players, like people you would think like would never be like doing the fucking mambo on the stage. And they are showing up every single week. They practice like insane hours. And I just get emotional because you can really see the growth from day one to like where they're currently at in the competition, all ages. Like the father from Family Matters was on it. He was so cute. His name is Reginald something. He had like knee problems. And then there was someone else, Eric something, I can't remember his name, another older man, had double knee surgery, all this stuff. And they're just out there like having fun. And if at a minimum, it's a prime example of do things because you enjoy doing them and because they're fun for you and not just thinking that you have to be good at everything. I think that is like such, it's such a way that we stunt ourselves by trying to be good at the things we enjoy doing just for the fact to be good of like being good at them. I think that there is so much joy in doing things because you just enjoy doing them, not because you need to be the best, not because you need to prove something, but just because it's fun. Like I love to sing. I love to sing. Some people say I'm not that bad. If you ask my dad, he would say I'm pretty bad. Because he used to hear me like belting in the fucking shower all the time. And it was so funny. I have like so many core memories. My dad would not be in the house. I used to take the longest showers ever. And I would be in the shower singing my friggin' heart out. And my dad would come home and I wouldn't know he was home. And I would just be in there like singing like Mary J. Blige. And my dad would like walk by the bathroom and he'd be like, sing it, girl. But he'd be like, you're so bad. I sounded good in the bathroom, okay? Don't we all sound good in the bathroom? But I just like singing. Like if I'm driving and I'm in the car, I am singing my friggin' heart out. I love to sing. Would I go on a competition show for singing? No. Would I audition for American Idol? Never in my life. But it is just fun and I like doing it. And I think like we come from such a competitive world, especially if you were a competitor. I competed in figure skating basically my entire adolescent life till I was like 20, and I was a competitive cheerleader. So everything I did was always to be good at it. And so doing something just because it's fun is also so important. It's inner child hearing. It's inner child healing. It is like really connecting with that little kid inside of you that needs you to connect with them. I think like inner child healing is so important, and I think it's something that we all need. So yeah, I just been trying to do things because I really enjoy them and trying to take some like pressure off of myself. And I think that's something that we could all do, and I think it's a goal that everybody should have on their list for just this new year, for the current, there's no time like the present, just to really tap in and hone in on things that make you feel joy. Because honestly, life just feels so heavy. It's an election year. And that is like always stressful. Everything feels so divided and divisive. And it's like honestly really, it makes me like really upset. I'm a sensitive person, so it's very overwhelming. There's so much propaganda. There's so much, like, you don't know what's true anymore. You can't trust media. I'm sorry. I don't think that we can. I don't trust these news stations. Everyone has a bias, and there's really a lack of real, true, honest, raw reporting on things, and things are skewed, and there's clickbait, and there's all this stuff on both sides, and it's just a lot. So I think in times like these, you really should be talking to that inner child that you have extra. So do things that you just have fun doing, period, without the pressure to be good at them. Okay, so let's talk about the winter arc, the winter glow up. Someone called me a glow up guru yesterday, and I was like, oh, excuse me? Or no, a glow guru. Oh my God, who called me that? Oh yeah, I know who called me that. Oh my God, Amanda is literally, you guys are gonna laugh at this. So I'm sorry, I got off topic again, but so Amanda goes to the office on Wednesdays. That's when I film this podcast. And we are used to being together a lot in a much smaller space and being totally fine. But for some reason, we are getting on each other's last fucking nerve in this house. I don't know what it is. We were both PMSing. We were both PMSing. We got our periods. And she's like, didn't you just get your period? Like, you're still being a bitch. And I'm like, I did just get my period actually. But for some reason, I'm still being a bitch, and so is she. So it's not one-sided. Anyway, she's at the office right now. And I was just like, last week when she was at the office, I was like, leave me alone. She was texting me all day, like, because we had contractors here and all this stuff, and I was like, leave me alone, I don't want to talk to you. And she's like, no, I miss you. And so she was still like texting me and stuff. So when she came home, she's like, did you miss me? And I'm like, no, you didn't leave me the frig alone the whole day. So today she's texting me, she's at the office, and I was basically like, you need to leave me alone, stop texting me. And she's like, no, I'm not gonna stop texting you. She just emailed me, hi, he. Like, I'm like, give me a chance to miss you, girl. You're getting on my damn nerves, okay? I don't know why everything is getting on my nerves, truly. We really lived in like, first of all, we lived in a studio together briefly for like a few months. And we were like, wow, if we could live in a studio together, we are like ironclad in this relationship, because like that's not easy. Then we had our 1-bedroom apartment, which obviously wasn't a mansion, and like we were just fine. Now we got all this space and like, I don't know, it's like making problems or something. Not like in a crazy way, just like bickering, you know? I don't know what it is. I think also too, it's like just more to maintain and things like that. I don't know. It's all an adjustment. But like I've been trying to do for the last 10 minutes or 15, 20 minutes, however long it's been, 17 minutes I've been filming. Let's get into this winter glow up. I am not calling myself a glow guru, but I was called that yesterday, so I feel like I got something to say. Also, my glow up in the last 4 years has been insane, okay? I looked terrible when Amanda and I started dating. Honestly, I look at photos of myself, and this is so mean because we shouldn't be this mean to ourselves, but I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. I felt like so fucking ugly, I gotta tell you. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I was ugly. Like, inside and out, I was ugly. I was not doing well internally, and it was definitely external, not just showing externally, not just health-wise, because that 100%, but I was just so unhappy. And it's crazy that I found love in that state, because I was just not in a good place. And the way I look now, I can honestly say that this is the best I've looked ever. Weight-wise, like my body, my skin, my face, my hair, I haven't felt like this pretty, which, I don't know, that sounds conceited, but I also like think that we should like embrace ourselves and like say that we're beautiful and like not feel bad about it. So I'm gonna try not to feel bad about it. But I look the best that I've ever looked. And everyone always says in your 30s that it's like your prime for women, and you really start to like, you know, just be a woman and embrace yourself and embrace everything about yourself. And like, I feel like that's so true. I also think like I was unhappy on so many levels that I just wasn't even realizing or putting the pieces together, because it required introspection that I just wasn't ready for at the time. But like I've said in the past, like my intuition, my discernment, that shit is so loud. Like I can only ignore it for so long, and until I crack. And basically I cracked. So I was also just so unhappy with my job, feeling like I had wasted all of this time in a career that went nowhere, which is not true. And you know, just measuring my happiness, measuring my success, measuring everything with outside, like looking for outside validation and measuring my happiness by things that are outside of myself. And that's something that a lot of us do, and it's a terrible habit. I still do it, and I'm just trying to break it. But my glow up has been, it was overdue, okay? And I'm not done. I was so bloated. I was so like unhealthy, drinking. Oh my God, the way I used to drink and party and do things that were, put things in my body that were not good. I'll just leave it there. And I mean, I had a great fucking time, but like leaving that girl behind was a really good decision. She was wild. And honestly, sometimes I miss her. Like that feral part of me that was like completely wild. She was the life of the party. Anybody that knows me at length for a long time knows that. Like I had a lot of fun in my 20s, okay? And I don't regret any of it. Period. But the glow up is there. Like just as a person, obviously I'm talking about externally, but like internally it's there. And it's not easy to like let go of those old versions of yourself, which I know I've talked about that too, but it really is weird. Like even now when I want to like have a drink or or my brain is like, oh, like you should get drunk. I like can't do it. Like I can't. I barely even want the drink. I could barely even get through the drink. My body's like, I'm not into it because I just don't feel good for so many days. So also letting go of relationships, jobs, all these things that suck the life out of us. Like you gotta realize that you spend most of your time working on this planet, right? Most of us spend most of our time working. If you are hating that 90% of your life, you gotta do something about it. It's literally in your hands. You have to do something about it. And if you have the luxury to experiment, whether that means you live at home or you have a partner that can financially take care of you, whatever that looks like, if you have the luxury to try something new, because not everybody does, not everybody can. People have kids, people have reasons they can't just leave that job, health reasons, health insurance, they're scared, whatever it is. If you have the luxury to do it, you need to do it. There's no time like the present. You'll never be younger, you'll never be healthier. It's now. Now is when you have to do it. And you know, it's scary. It's scary. But what's scarier? Being 80 years old, sitting in a rocking chair, God willing, if you're, here, sitting in a rocking chair, telling your grandkids how much you hated your job and your life and everything that you did, and that they are the only thing that you did right. So, yeah. Winter season brings a lot of reflection because it's the holidays, it's the New Year's coming, it's so many things. You're reflecting, you're resetting, you're goal setting for the new year. Hopefully you're goal setting in a realistic way so that you don't set yourself up for failure. We know my story. We know like how I did it. I do have new goals for the new year. I need to build my business up. It is slowly building and I'm really, really proud of that. And that is like my top priority, is to get that financial stability. And I really, really, really want to show up in my content and learn how to portray my why through my content and grow an audience on social media. I love creating content. I love doing this. I love this podcast. This is what I want to do. Okay? This is what I want to do. And I know I want to do it. So I need to really show up on TikTok, on Instagram, whatever it is, and learn how to build my audience, because that's been a struggle for me. And when everything just flops, it makes it so hard. And I still show up here on YouTube for this podcast, but I've been so bad with the other things. I'm kind of just putting things together and putting them out here and there. And it's just not, I know it's not doing well because my heart's not 100% there, because I'm kind of forcing myself, but also I need to learn how to just keep pushing through those moments because they're always going to be there. So you'll want to start focusing, number one, on your mindset. You are just a mindset shift away from being a happier, more glowy, vibrant, magnetic you. Just a mindset shift away. That's it. I saw a meme and I posted it on Instagram. I don't know if it's considered a meme, a quote. And it said something like, you're just a mindset shift away from something. I don't remember what it was. And it was like so accurate and it's so true. Your energy and the way that you view things are everything. You get what you give, and you put out a certain energy, you're just going to see that come back. If you are looking for the problems and you're looking for the negativity, you will find it. You will find it in abundance too. Just like if you're looking for the good and the positivity, you will find that too. But it's all about how that you look at certain situations and look at things in life. It really is up to you to try to find it. Even when you're in a bad way. My dad always used to tell me it's never too late to start your day over when I was having a bad day. And I did that this morning. I woke up, I was so not in the mood to do anything. I felt like shit. And I took a shower, shaved my entire body, got out, did a full face of makeup, and started my day over. And I feel a lot better, and I'm here, and I'm not like making my podcast and I'm telling myself, I get to film my podcast today. I get to have the house to myself. I get to create content, not I have to create content or I have to make this podcast or I have to film an episode. No, I get to do it. And it is a luxury. And I need to remind myself of that every single day because I am here trying to chase my dreams, trying to make things happen for myself. And that's not something that everybody gets to do. So that's what you want to do. You want to reflect, you want to reset, and you want to set goals. Okay, so that's the first part of your winter arc. You want to make Q4 count in a practical way. So you have to measure it in terms that are like practical. Like I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to make $1 million before 2025. That's not a realistic goal, but maybe I could set a different monetary goal and make sure that I'm setting something realistic where I don't fail or feel like it's a fail because you don't want to set yourself up to flop, right? Review your entire year back. What has been a difficult thing you've encountered? What have you accomplished? Break down your year in terms of like pros and cons. Like what have you gotten done? What could you do better? Be your own worst critic and make sure you're being reasonable, okay? Give yourself some grace. Don't just be your own worst critic and fucking roast yourself and that's it. Listen, I'm so good at roasting myself, okay? I'm very self-deprecating. I know that. But you also want to give yourself your flowers. So look at where you've grown because I personally, for me, I don't know about you, but for me, I never feel like I'm doing enough ever, especially when I'm being lazy, when I'm listening to my body and I don't have the energy to do something. I am like so mean to myself and it's not a good habit. And I'm trying to break that habit and work through it. But it's just like what we are like, it's like etched into us, especially as women, that we need to be doing so many things. You know, our plate is different than a man's plate, right? And what they feel like their pressures are, our pressures are a different type of pressure. And it's like societal pressures, like slow mornings and all these things. Like the other generations be like, the fuck is a slow morning? Get up, go to work, do what you got to do. But our generation, millennials and Gen Z, we are trying to create these better lifestyles for not only ourselves, but if we have kids and for the future generations where we're not in this toxic like rat race where you're just chasing your tail all the time. So make sure you're giving yourself some grace. Make sure you're breaking down your year. I want you to really focus on what matters as the year wraps up. And that is going to look different for everybody. So set your goals, focus on what matters, make a priority list, make a list of like what you want to make sure is at the top that you really, really, really focus on. So have that priority list and maybe give yourself 2 goals till January, 2 goals per month till January, or 2 goals till January, whatever is like feasible for you that you know you would feel so good you got done in this last quarter of the year. I want you to also define your glow up. I think when we hear the term glow up, we just think about physical appearance, our weight, our body, our skin, whatever it is. Those are all great. Like if you have no morning or night routine and that's on your list, I want you to realize that your goals could be small. They don't have to be giant goals. They could be small goals. They could be self-care goals. Maybe you're someone that is all gas, no brakes, and you never give yourself a fucking day to do anything, or you never spend 10 minutes on your skincare, or you don't have a night or morning routine. Maybe it could be your goal to implement more you time, which I know a lot of people don't, especially like busy working moms or even busy stay-at-home moms or just whatever it is. I want you to define what that glow up will be and then go from there. So maybe it's that you want to be a better person because you know that there is something, a quality about yourself that you really don't like. So maybe you're judgmental and maybe you're self-aware enough to know like I can be like really judgmental and I don't want to be that way, which you should work on that if you are. I think we're all a little judgmental. It's just a human nature to judge others in some capacity, but if it's on a level that's unhealthy and it's actually rooted in jealousy, you need to do some soul searching, right? So maybe it's for you, you want to be a better person. Maybe it's you want to have a skincare routine in place. Maybe it's you want to have a nighttime routine that you stick to. You have a bedtime, you have no screens after a certain time, you wake up at a certain time. Maybe it's that you want to implement some sort of movement, whether it's walking even, stretching, something, whatever it is for you. I want you to really define what glow up means to you and then compile a list and see how you can break that down and what you can attack before the new year. This is just gonna you're gonna be starting the new year already being this better version of yourself. You're gonna be on the right foot. You're already there. You're not just starting. So you get a head start on it, and it makes the new year feel even better because you're not starting at zero or feeling like you're starting at zero, if that makes sense. You're already this beast of a person that's goal setting, crushing goals, and doing the damn thing. So I want you to visualize what this person is like. I want you to really think about it and hone in on it, create that vision of that person, and go for it. I want you to be really smart in your goal setting. This is something that I personally also need to work on. I want you to focus on setting specific, measurable goals for the new year. You want to make sure they're achievable. You want to put a time frame on them, and you want to just make sure that they are realistic, right? So this is something I need to do. I want to be more of a regimented person in some ways where I can achieve things and actually break them down and measure how I did, be a little bit more analytical. That is something that's really difficult for me. So I don't know if I'll crush that, but I'm going to try. I want you to celebrate your mini wins, your small wins. If you accomplish these bite-sized goals, then you are going to feel so good about yourself. Acknowledge them. Honestly, the wins are in the small wins, not just the big wins, because big wins are compiled of a lot of small wins. So I want you to really focus on clapping for yourself when you're doing something right, whether it's you did your meditation, whether it's you organized, whether it's you did something you've been putting off. Celebrate that and make sure you know that those small goals are so important. They make up all the big goals. Going back to the mindset shift, the glow up is all mental. It really, really is. I want you to really, really hone in on the importance of productivity with rest. You want to start practicing balance. The winter is a time where we all slow down, and I love that. And I want you to really take the time to be productive, rest, and take care of yourself, because we don't want to be burned out, and it happens all too easily. So I want you to just, even though I said all gas, no brakes, I didn't really mean that. It's just me being dramatic. I do want you to have that balance and to learn how to work in productivity and to know when to actually stop, which is something that as a person with ADHD like me struggles with, because sometimes I don't know when to stop. I just go into a hole, or I'm paralyzed and can't get anything done. I want you to focus on being consistent, not perfect. You're never going to be perfect. None of us are perfect. So just consistently showing up for yourself and showing improvement through all of that consistency and measuring that improvement and taking it into account. I love affirmations and visualization, whether that's scripting, journaling, writing affirmations, reading them out loud in the mirror, whatever it is. I want you to talk to yourself and tell yourself how amazing you are every single day through meditation. Whatever version works for you, I want you to do that. I want you to practice gratitude. I want you to do it however it feels good for you. It kind of goes with the last one I just said, whether it's journaling, meditating, both, whatever it is. I want you to practice gratitude. I need to do this as well. It's so important and it's so necessary. I want you to figure out some sort of morning routine for the winter that makes you feel like you have taken care of your body, makes you feel grateful, makes you feel tapped in and honed in with yourself. And I want you to do something for your inner child at least once a week, whether that's watch a funny movie that you loved growing up, or doing some sort of activity that you love doing, like going to an arcade. I don't know what it is, going to Nathan's. Like I used to go there with my dad and play video games. So things like that, do something to be in touch with your inner child. I want you to hold yourself accountable. That is so important. I need everyone to get real with themselves and hold themselves accountable and be honest with yourself. Be raw and honest. Yes, give yourself grace. And I didn't say be mean, but be honest. Hold yourself accountable in the areas that you need to, whether it's movement, whether it's work, whether it's productivity, whether it's all of those things. Hold yourself accountable and actually do small things to get better at the things that you aren't great at. You know, we can't be good at everything, but we can strengthen some of our skills. If you are a planner and you like scheduling, I want you to literally plan out your day. This is something that I don't think I will do because I'm just not a planner or good at scheduling. I'm trying, maybe I'll try to get better, but I want you to really plan and schedule your end of goals. Your end of year tasks with your goals. So I want you to, take your end goal and kind of work backwards and start figuring out what you need to do to get to that goal before the new year, if that makes sense. So you're kind of like reverse engineering and figuring out, if I want to get here, then this is what I need to do and this is how I'm going to get there. So you're giving yourself a playbook, a handbook. Commit to one small step today to get to that end of year goal that you have, or new year goal, I should say, that you have. There is an interesting thing I also I didn't learn about it, but I've heard of it and I think I'm gonna look more into it. It's called, I think, the 12-week year. And basically you live your life by 12 weeks. So instead of looking at an entire year, you're basically doing it in these like clusters where you're living those 12 weeks like it's 1 year. It's hard to explain, but look into it. I don't know enough to talk about it, but it's called the 12-week year. And I've heard amazing like results with goal planning, goal setting, goal crushing, all of that from this method. So I think it might be something that I do look into and try, because I do personally need to hold myself accountable. I want to be a better planner and scheduler and someone that is a little bit more streamlined in their processes, because my brain really just breaks when I try to do that or be that way. So yeah, so you're gonna reverse engineer, start with your end goal, work backwards and determine what you need to do weekly, daily, monthly, hold yourself accountable. And then we are also going to figure out what small actions we are gonna do to get there. So I want you to look at this again in bite-sized pieces, not in one overall thing. And if it's only one thing that you can work on and you have the capacity to work on till the new year, then focus on that one thing. There's nothing wrong with that. This can be as big or as small as you want it to be. It just depends on what you can handle and on what you can measurably achieve that actually is realistic and makes sense. But I think the most important things are daily habits and routines. I think holding ourselves accountable is so important, and then working on those changes. If you are someone that maybe has been wanting therapy and has never been able to get to therapy, that's a great one to start before the new year. Get in with a therapist so that you're starting off on the right foot if you have things that you feel like you need to work on. I mean, in my opinion, we all need therapy. So yeah. I would love to know how you guys plan to glow up. I would love to know what your winter arc is gonna be, what you have in mind for your glow up. I wanna know your plans, your actions, all of it. Leave them in the comments below. I'm so curious. I wanna know if this is helpful or if there's any other things that I can help you with. I'm a work in progress and I am trying to have my own winter arc, and I'm gonna try and put this into action as well, because I think it's a great time to just really hone in. People really see major changes in the last quarter of the year. Financially, like, it's not a time that things just die off. It's actually things getting started. January is usually calmer, but like holiday season and things like that, it's like the perfect time for all of that. So I am really excited to hear from you guys. I want to know how your winter arc goes. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, anything, please feel free to leave it in the comments or email me at tgrpod.nyc@gmail.com. Feel free to leave topics that you want me to talk about. Any of it, I really want to hear from you. Also, I started working recently with a skincare company as an affiliate, and that's been fun. So I will have all of those things linked in my bio. If you want a skincare routine or regimen, it is something I'm also really passionate about. And I love helping people with things like that too. My skin has definitely, she looks good for 34, okay, honey? She's gonna be 35 soon. But yeah, I hope that these tips helped you. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I can't wait to see you again next week. So I hope you have a good, productive week. I hope you get started on your winter arc, and we'll see where we're at in 2025. So I want you to stay grounded, stay calm, stay peaceful, do whatever keeps the peace inside of you. Don't get caught up in too many things right now. Like I said, I know it's a hectic time. Don't let it eat you alive. Don't let it be your whole identity. I want you to make time for yourself. I want you to make time for the people that you love. And I want you to just rest, be productive, and crush it, crush your goals. And I want you to glow. I want you to have the glow up of your dreams, okay? So I'm here if you need me. You know where to find me. And that's it. I'll see you next week. Love you. Bye.